Now back to Virginia, where a first grade teacher is getting her day in court after being shot by a 6-year-old student back in 2023. Now, keep in mind, this is a civil case in civil court. The defendant, Ebony Parker, who was an assistant principal at that school, her criminal trial is scheduled for November 17th. In the trial that we're following today, Abby Zwerner is suing Ebony Parker for $40 million for allegedly ignoring concerns about that student prior to the shooting. On the stand now is Zwerner's twin sister, Hannah. Let's listen to her testimony, starting with direct examination.
Let me get you stand right here, face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
All right, sit down. Watch your step, stepping up. Take your time.
May it please the court. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the jury?
Hi, I'm Hannah Zwerner. I'm Abby's twin sister.
And Hannah, I am going to show you a roadmap that I promised you. And if we can publish this to the jury. It's an old one. It's not the right one. Always technical difficulties. Well, that's up. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. You a little nervous?
Yeah.
I know that you were planning to testify tomorrow and made it over here today, so thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So, we've got a roadmap in front of you now, and this is just the 3 buckets of stuff we're going to talk about, okay?
Yeah.
And I drew 2 roads because the 2 of you kind of twinned together and you started. And then we're going to talk about growing together, and then we're going to talk about life today, okay?
Yeah.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, natural question for twins. Who was first? Who was second? I heard Abby's the middle child, so tell us about that.
Yeah, Abby is 8 minutes older. We do like to joke that, well, I joke, it was the best 8 minutes ever, just stretching out before I was pulled out into this world. So she is 8 minutes older, but I am a couple inches taller.
And that's, you're balancing between the 2 of that.
Yeah.
And growing up, were you the type of twins that dressed the same? Mom put you in the same clothes to school, or how did you guys handle that?
I can confirm there are pictures of us when we're like toddlers dressing similar. However, when we grew up, I really wanted to dress alike. I don't think I understood that there's a difference between identical and fraternal twins. She did not want to dress the same as me.
And as you were growing older, you also had an older brother. Mm-hmm. And your older brother, as we learned, was 16 months older than you all.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I just object to the relevance of this.
All right, can we move on?
Sure, Judge.
All right, thank you.
And during those times growing up early in life, did the 3 of you grow a bond together to where you could understand who Abby is as a person and how she changed through the years?
Yeah, I mean, we've built a lifetime of memories together. We're very close. I think she's even more than my best friend. She's my sister.
And as you all grew older through middle school and high school, tell me about your desire to stay close to Abby and Abby's desire to make a name for herself.
I think I always wanted to be more like Abby. If she did something, I wanted to do it. But yeah, as we got older, you kind of want to figure out who you are. So while we are very similar, I think we're different as well.
And when it came time to choose where to go to college, had you all gone to school together up until that point in time?
Yes.
And then what was the decision that you all made at the time of college?
I could not go to the same college as her.
And that was her instruction?
Yes.
And where did Abby decide to go?
James Madison, and she loved it there.
And where did you go?
Christopher Newport.
And did you have things in common in terms of sporting teams and things that you liked?
Your Honor, I'm going to again object to the relevancy of this.
What is the relevance?
Your Honor, ultimately, we're asking this jury to understand the difference between Abigail Zwerner before and after January 6th. In order to illustrate how she, if at all, has changed, we have to first get an understanding of the foundation of the witness to be able to demonstrate her knowledge of the individual, describe what life was like beforehand, and then differentiate those experiences after the fact.
All right, overruled. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, we can go to what's been pre-marked as 90C. And we'll just show that to the counsel. It's already been shown to counsel before, but just in case, Your Honor. You see that up on the screen?
Yeah.
All right. That's a picture of your sister?
Yeah. We were an Orioles family growing up. We went to games, we watched them together, and that's definitely my shirt. Yeah, she's sitting in her classroom. I helped her put some of those things up. She's very particular about the way that she wanted her decorations. Yeah.
Permission to publish, Your Honor? And I'd move it into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
You may.
That's your jersey, huh?
Yeah.
So, as you all were getting older and she started teaching, she moved back to town, right? Back to the peninsula.
Yeah.
And did you two live together?
Yeah, we did. While she was finishing up James Madison, I was in Florida, but moved back, and we were both teaching at the same time, living together. Yes.
And when you all were teaching, obviously out at work, you come back home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Would you guys spend time together in the living room?
Yeah, every single evening. So I was a high school English teacher. She was an elementary school teacher, and she had like mountains of paperwork. She would hook up to the printer in our living room and print things for lessons the next day. And I just remember thinking, she's so dedicated, and I just never brought work home. That's just, how the two of us were different. Every single evening, she would be on her laptop prepping for the next day. She went to work early. She came back after hours. Yeah, that was our life.
And when she wasn't sitting on the chair in the living room with the printer, what did Abby like to do?
Hang out with friends, go out shopping. She could never sit still. She always wanted to get out and do things.
Was she a book by the fire kind of person on the weekends?
That's me.
And growing up, was that always how she was?
Mm-hmm.
Did you all go to amusement parks like Busch Gardens and things like that as a kid?
Yeah, and Abby was always the one to stay behind, always kind of timid. While my brother and I would, go on the roller coasters, she was fine with the teacups. If we were going to Virginia Beach, my brother and I would go into the water, and she would stay behind, always observant and timid and watching, but always present.
Yeah, we haven't heard from this plaintiff yet. This is the next best thing, having her twin sister on the stand. Let's bring in our guest, former Deputy Public Defender for LA County, Philip Dubé is with us. Philip, talk about the difference when you have a civil trial where you've got the victim essentially sitting at the table the entire time. Her sister is on the stand. They're sharing these smiles between each other. I mean, it has a great impact.
Of course it does. And if you think about it, it's sort of the civil functional equivalent of a victim impact statement, so that the jury really knows how to calculate and form the basis of damages to be awarded, if any. So, for example, in the state of Virginia, they have what's called special damages, and that's where you actually have receipts for hard losses like medical bills, lost wages. But then they have general damages. And under the law of general damages, it deals with stuff like non-economic losses, such as pain and suffering, actual impairment, loss of consortium, just the effect that the torts have had on your life. So Twin Sister is taking the stand to show how this young lady didn't just evolve organically from the date of the shooting, but has been traumatized and impacted so severely that she should be awarded $40 million. And the formula that they use in the state of Virginia really is sort of non-precise. The jury can take the actual special loss damage and multiply it by anywhere from 1 to 5. And then they come up with a figure and they go around the table, and if they each agree or if they don't, they take the figure that each juror wants to give and then they divide it by 12 or divide it by the number of jurors they have. So this particular witness is going, I believe, to the what I call the general damages to show the effect that the shooting had on her life.
Oh, for sure. And no doubt she's going to talk about what her sister can and can't do, what it was like for her after this. And that's going to be huge in calculating up to millions of dollars, which is what we anticipate the plaintiff is going to ask for at closing. Philip, stand by. Let's get to our break so we can get into more testimony in the first grader shoots teacher civil trial up next. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julia Janae. Thank you for being with us. Should a principal be on the hook for a student's actions? That's what's being litigated in a Virginia courtroom. A teacher who was shot by a 6-year-old first grader is suing the school's former assistant principal. Abby Zwerner says Administrator Ebony Parker failed to act when the 6-year-old brought a gun to school. The plaintiff's attorneys say that the boy had a history of violence and had been suspended the day before for that violent behavior. Let's go into court now. The plaintiff has called to the stand the twin sister of this plaintiff, Hannah. She's on the stand talking about the two of them being 25-year-old teachers at the time this happened.
And in your interactions with Abby, as twins or just as sisters, did you two grow to develop an unspoken bond?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
We can look at each other and know exactly what the other person is thinking. She's agreeing right now, I can tell you that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you've been with somebody your entire life, like I've never been in this world without her.
Your Honor, again, I'm going to object. We're getting far afield of anything that's relevant. Ms. Zwerner's feelings are not at issue here. It's about her sister.
I disagree, Your Honor. I think ultimately we're putting on a case tomorrow about an evaluation, a psychiatric evaluation, and to lay the foundation of the differences and the changes in her demeanor, who she is, how she shows up in this world. Who better than the person who's lived with her their entire life but 8 minutes?
Right. Well, let's move it along to those topics.
Yes, Judge.
Right.
So, when you spend time with Abby and before this time, I'm going to show you a video, if you can. This is 90D.
Which number is it?
90D as in dog. Yes, please. See that picture of her, or video, I should say?
Yeah.
What does that remind you of your sister for January 6, 2023?
Full of light and spark and just so outgoing and just silly.
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 I'm going to change gears and talk about after January 6th.
Okay.
You said that that was silly, full of light. Can you tell us about that light in Abby today?
It's still there. It is very dimmed.
And it's dimmed like what?
She's just not the person that she was. I feel like she's kind of lost her sense of direction in a way. She doesn't want to go out anymore. I don't talk to her as much as we used to. We talked about the unspoken twin language, and I don't know what she's thinking all the time. And yeah, I think that she had a lot to be excited about, and she doesn't anymore. And so that light has kind of dimmed.
And are there times since January 6th where you've looked at your sister and you felt like you can't read?
Yeah. She doesn't want to talk about things. She doesn't share them with us.
And in your impression of your sister, is she a people pleaser?
Yeah. She wants everyone to be happy and doesn't worry about herself, but worries about everyone else.
And when you say she's keeping stuff to herself, tell me what that looks like when you see it in the real world.
Just shutting down, becoming more reclusive. Yeah, it's like a wall is put up between her and the rest of the world.
And before January 6th, 2023, did you ever feel like that wall was ever between you and your sister?
No.
Do you feel like there is a wall, however tall it might be, between you and her now?
Yeah, we're working on it, but it's there.
You said earlier that she's sort of reclusive. And we talked before about sort of her demeanor to not be the person to grab a book and sit by the fire.
Yeah.
How has that changed since January 6th?
She doesn't leave the house. It's very hard to get her to go out and do things, and if she does, someone has to be with her. She's really afraid of being alone.
And when she's out and about, because she is sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And you see her, do you see that same light, that same color in Abby that you used to see?
No.
Can you tell us what you do see?
Someone who is scared but trying to be strong for other people.
Is that what you see today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Hannah. Those are all the questions I have.
All right.
Just a few questions.
Cross-examination.
Thank you. You've told the jury that your sister's been more reclusive and withdrawn from the community.
Yes.
You have put your sister out in the community through fundraising websites, haven't you?
Yes.
You created a GoFundMe page,
I did.
and it has Abby's picture on it, correct?
Yes.
Puts her story out in
Yes.
the internet.
That's correct.
And you also have a website to sell T-shirts.
That's correct.
And again, you put your sister's story out in the universe and make her available.
That is correct. It was not without her permission, if that's...
So she allowed that. And you talk about that your sister doesn't want to go anywhere. Have you given your sister any gifts of concert tickets?
I
since
have.
that? And where was that? Did
I
you
drained my bank account to take her to Taylor Swift.
So she was able to go to Taylor Swift?
Yes.
And
it was not without its own challenges.
That's a pretty large crowd.
It was.
Where was it?
Philadelphia.
The Eras Tour in Philadelphia?
That's correct.
And your sister was able to go do that.
Like I said, yes, but it was not without its challenges.
Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you.
Any follow-up?
Yeah, you're on.
All right. Now, is she excused?
She is, and similar to Mrs. Zwerner, we ask that she be permitted to remain in the courtroom if she wished.
Is she under your subpoena, Ms. Douglas, at all?
She is not.
Okay. All right. Then you are excused from court. However, you may stay in courtroom to listen. All right. Thank you.